feels so dark in here. Cannot see. Oh gosh, I'm so. Look at that. That is. We are greasy. Hopefully, my microphone is good. I wonder if I should turn this overhead light on. Maybe I should. I think that's better. Welcome in. It is day 21. We're officially at 3 whole weeks of fasting, of water fasting, electrolytes only. Clean my glasses because they're dirty. The skin is looking insane. Like apart from, I think like, no, even that is getting better. Oh my gosh. Hi 75, how are you? My skin is seriously like, I can't even believe. Oh God, I really need to get like a microfiber cloth for my glasses. What are you doing? I'm live, hanging out, asking or answering questions because we're on 3 weeks of my fast, and I feel like the days are just like flying by. But I'm trying to clean my glasses because they're dirty. You have some questions? Shoot, go right ahead. Yeah, like these are so blurry. What do I do? Maybe my pants? Use my pants? Maybe it's the material of my shirt? Oh, you know what? That did help. Okay, we're gonna keep using the pants. Maybe I can use my pant leg. My sock. Hello. What questions do you have, 75? Ask me whatever you want, and I will do my best to answer. It is within the realm of knowledge that I have. Much better. There we go. I mean, it's still like glary. Whatever. Let's talk. Okay, let's talk. What questions do you have? Ask me. I'm prepared. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Hi, Rick. Tampa, Florida. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome in. You're on 21 days. It's wild. Wild to think it's been 21. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, we're still only halfway there, but I'm feeling good. Feeling excited. So far, anyway. But yeah. How's the weather in Florida right now? The weather here is really cold and snowy. So Jeannie Slays, what's up, 75? How much water do you usually drink a day? It's hard to say because generally I just follow like what my body needs. So I just have water with me at all times, and if I feel thirsty, I just drink it. So the thing about me is that I work from home, study from home. Most of my days I'm home. So I most days probably drink less than some people, but I have a goal in mind in terms of like how much electrolytes I should be kind of aiming for each day. Again, I always tell people that this changes based on your activity level, and you personally. So I don't give like a certain number like maybe some other fasters do. And again, the reason is because there's so much variability between one person and the next. So again, generally I just like have it with me, and I just drink it throughout the day and just make sure that I'm consistently, drinking. Again, I feel thirsty, so it's pretty easy for me to just be like, oh, I feel thirsty, yeah, you know what I mean? Whereas like if I sit there and I'm like chugging it all day, it might not be like as much as I need because I'm literally not doing anything. I'm just like a stagnant person. Whereas like somebody who works in like construction or something like that, you know what I mean, is gonna need more. So for me personally, I always preach this. Again, and like I get this question a lot in my coaching, and I'm always like, just listen to your body. If you're out and you're really thirsty, just drink. Like, make a mixture, and then just drink it throughout the day if you want. Congrats on your 200 day. Thank you. Page recently very inspiring. Do you have any headaches, etc.? Thank you. Welcome, Talia. I'm excited to have you. And I appreciate you. As for headaches, yeah, I mean, I don't have any headaches anymore. I think at the very beginning is usually the worst. The first week is always pretty brutal. But again, one of the main reasons I talk about that I fast is because I've struggled with chronic migraines since I was about 13 years old, and I've been on countless medications for it. And it's one of the main reasons my doctor approved me for fasting in the first place. These prolonged fasts is, we're trying a lot of alternative methods. For me, that's just like one aspect. I fast for a lot of reasons, but yeah, so it's kind of something I'm used to. But generally, most people struggle with headaches the first like 3 to 5 days, and then it usually kind of like drops off. It's mostly because of the withdrawals from either like caffeine or sugar, etc. So yeah, thanks 75. I've never been able to fast more than 6 days. 6 days is incredible. Don't sell yourself short. That is amazing. How do you get your motivation to continue your fast? So I'm actually going to make a video about this because again, this is like one of my most asked questions, and I totally get it. I totally get it. So I'll give you just a few off the top of my head right now that I know help me. One, I do journaling. I keep track of all my progress, so that I can keep kind of reflecting, and I can look back and say like, oh yeah, no, like this is going great. Like my progress is going great, and I'm feeling great, and like my skin is improving immensely, and like so that motivates me. When you start to see results, that's a pretty easy motivator. In terms of like staying motivated when I'm in situations where it's hard to stay motivated because I'm around like food and stuff like that, I kind of remove myself from situations where I might struggle with that. I do meditation to help kind of like center my thoughts so that I feel like I'm on the right track, and I kind of remind myself of why I'm fasting in the first place. I keep, again, in my descriptions you'll see there's 2 planners. I have a free planner and then I have a like big master planner. So I use my master planner for all of those things I just said, to like keep track of everything, and then I create like a vision board in that planner where I keep looking back at it and I'm like, okay, I can visually see what I'm trying to accomplish here, in every aspect of my life, so having consistent like kind of like stimuli, I guess, keeps me motivated, and having the data. I know a lot of people don't love tracking, because sometimes you can get discouraged. So like for example, this is the biggest one, is like, hi Raina, how are you? Obviously there's fat loss. Obviously there's fat loss in fasting. And people will look and they'll be like, I didn't lose, as much weight this day or something like that. And they get discouraged and then they're just like, okay, I'm going to break because it hasn't been working the last couple days. I've hit a plateau and it's upsetting. But again, to me, I just strictly like to look at this stuff as like data points so that I can be like, okay, you know what? What's going on in my life? Are there stressors in my life? Like for women, I'm finishing up my ovulation period in my cycle. So looking at the data, I'm like, oh, no wonder that like everything has slowed down and like my skin is kind of breaking out and I'm going through this, so keeping track of everything really keeps me motivated because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with keeping data and like keeping track of everything, and it feels like it keeps me on track. After I fasted for 3 days, after that 5 days, it goes well. It goes well with headaches. Oh, like anything above 3 days, you're saying? Congrats on 3 days, by the way. That's awesome. I'm fine. Reassuring you about you. Are you feeling hungry? No. I feel great. The hunger and stuff like that usually just goes away after a few days. To be honest, this fast. This is why sometimes I say like if it's not easy, don't start. Because even from day one, I didn't feel hungry. Like it never came. And that's how I know personally when it's a good time to start, because I'm like, there's nothing. I don't feel hunger at all. Like it's just kind of like I've got my water and I feel good, Whereas other days it will be a nightmare. There'll be days where I like go to start fasting and I like cannot resist like the food in my house. And I'm like, oh, clearly not a good time to start. So that's why like pre-fasting prep is actually really good. So like cutting out caffeine, sugar, stuff like that, because it does make it a lot easier to start, because you're not going to have those hunger pains and pangs and cravings and stuff. But yeah, I don't feel hungry ever. It's just like not a thing that I struggle with anymore. And I think that comes with practice. And I say this a lot because everyone's always like, how are you able to do like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever? And I'm like, I didn't start this way. I started with 3 days, 7 days, 10 days. Like I started building up, not only just the confidence to do it, but like my body, I start to understand my body a lot more. And so I'm like, that's not a hunger cue, like that's actually, I'm just really thirsty. and then it's just not really a struggle. So at the very beginning, when I was starting, obviously I was like, oh my gosh, this is a nightmare. I can only fast for 3 days and then I hate this. But yeah, I think as time goes on, I just got much more used to the feeling. And so now I don't feel hungry at all. Literally. I know it's so bizarre, but it just kind of stops. Like my body has enough fuel on it. It has the fat, so I'm not hungry. My body's like, oh, what are we gonna do? We're gonna eat the fat. But this year, whenever I tried to fast, the severe headaches hit me hard. That's why I'm like gathering my courage. Yeah, so the headaches are obviously something that's kind of unavoidable, for most people anyway. I mean, some people might not have them, but I definitely do. I just take acetaminophen. I say this a lot. Acetaminophen is super gentle on your stomach, so it's safe for fasting, especially if you're drinking your electrolytes, because you've got baking soda in there, so it's an antacid, so it's keeping your stomach acids all fine and dandy, if you're consuming acetaminophen. And then yeah, you don't really have any issues with headaches going forward from that. I say acetaminophen, but you might know it as like Tylenol or something like that. Acetaminophen is just like the medical ingredient or whatever. So hi 75. How are you? I can't see, it's so blinding. This light I have on like either side of my phone is so blinding. I can't see shit. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Just hanging out. We're gonna go over to TikTok after this, but I wanted to start with YouTube this time because YouTube, I've been neglecting y'all. I have been doing TikTok first, so I was like, let's do YouTube first. 75 days hard challenge. I don't actually fully know what that is. I see it a lot on like TikTok and stuff, but I think, you know, I have something that works for me now, and so I just do that. So, yeah. But I assume that you do it because your name is literally 75 days hard, so. After water fast? After my water fast, I'll likely be doing like intermittent fasting / OMAD fasting. Kind of depends. When I move to Japan in 3 months, we'll kind of like gauge how I feel, but I'll probably be doing like a 16/8 intermittent fasting, and then going to the gym because there's a gym at my like apartment. So yeah, kind of got that plan. Wait, you don't normally lose hair after a fast, right? Hi, Tyra. No, actually, so the last time that I noticed I had hair loss was like the first fast I did that was like a longer fast way back in, was it 2021 or 2022? I don't actually remember. That was the only time I actually noticed it. Whereas like you can see, can you see? Like I have like a little bit of like new growth here, but like nothing like the very first time that I did it. Like literally, and like I still have like she's a thick pony. That's a lot of hair, you know? So hair loss obviously is inevitable to a degree. I think this time around I've done a lot of more preventative measures. So like I talked about the scalp oils and the scalp scrubbing and stuff like that, and implementing. I talk about this like silk / satin hair scrunchies when I go to bed, keeping my hair up, doing and not styling it and not putting products in it, and doing things that are preventative to kind of combat that. So yeah. I wanted to do a 40K fast, but never made it beyond 6 days. How do you focus on the overall fast deadline? How do you get motivated? I journal as well, but lose my way. I know it's hard for sure, but that's awesome that you're already starting to journal, because I obviously am a huge advocate for that. You want to do 40 days, but you've only done 6 days. On the fast deadline. So I think for me, I don't hinge on the number so much. I set a goal. You know, I obviously want to do 38 days. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't really like her. I was gonna say, never mind. I don't really like punish myself for something like that if I don't make it. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, oh, okay, well, whatever, and then I can always just start up again. I just try not to put so much pressure on it, and I think when you put less pressure on, like I need to hit 40 days, it's easier to keep kind of going, because then the days just kind of fly by. Like right now I'm on day 21 and I'm like, it doesn't feel like day 21. Like it feels really easy. Like it feels like I'm just kind of like floating through the days, and I'm trying not to focus too much on the 38 days, you know what I mean? And again, taking off that pressure for yourself allows you to not only like have better progress overall, it's going to make the fasting experience a lot easier and better for you. So, you know, maybe just like try with smaller fasts, work your way up, and yeah, that's usually what I would recommend. Like start with maybe like, if you're going from 6 days, maybe try like 2 weeks, you know, start kind of building up. And then if you exceed your 14 days or whatever, then like woohoo, that's awesome. You know, you can keep going. Intermittent fasting is like eating periods, so you'll do like 16/8, so it's like 16 hours fasted and then 8 hours of refeeding or like eating. Okay, because I know I've seen a lot of people say they lose so much hair, but I never remembered me or you losing much ever. No, yeah, it is a very popular topic. I think also like it affects everybody differently. I think what makes it worse, Tyra. So like the term, I always butcher the name, teglubinifluvium, is the like term for that temporary hair loss because your body's under so much stress. I think also with time, when you kind of get used to the feeling of these long fasts, especially, and you stop being like, I feel like when you stop having that added like mental stress in your life, it helps reduce that. So I think people who are like used to it and maybe don't put as much pressure on themselves to hit a certain goal, and they're just kind of like, okay, I'm going through a fast. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. Maybe they lose less hair because the whole point is that your body's under deep stress, and that's why you lose the hair. So I think that that's why, because it is a common topic, obviously. Again, I do some preventative measures, but I do think now, since I'm so used to it, there's no added stress for me either, like mentally, and I'm just like, this is great. So like, yeah, my body's under physical stress, but I also don't do extra stuff. Tyra, I also don't think you don't work out on your fasts, right? Like I don't work out. So I think when people are like, oh, I need to work out, I need to do this, that's even more stress, right? And so I think that's also where the hair loss comes from. Whereas like, I'm just having a good time. I'm enjoying the fast. You know what I mean? So, oh, I think I missed one. How's your family reacting to your 40-day fast? I would never let my partner fast 40 days. Is it risky? Oh, they don't care. They're very supportive. My family's always been supportive, and I'm very transparent about it. And we talk about the literature and science behind it all the time. So, a lot of them actually do intermittent fasting themselves. So, thanks. I'll take your advice, and I hope I can break through the 6 days. Appreciate you and your channel. No problem. Yeah, if you ever need, if you have any other questions, Rick, you can always reach out to me. I do my best to respond to DMs as fast as I can. Obviously, I'm just one person, and I am busy like anybody else. So, but yeah, you can always reach out to me for free. I said for free because I was gonna talk about how I have the accountability partnerships that you can like subscribe to, and then we talk every day. That's the reason I brought that up. That was weird. Sorry. But yeah, if you also need extra help or support, I have that in the description as well. Anyway, that was weird. You know how like your brain sometimes will like think about things way ahead, and then like you say them too early, and it's like I wasn't even talking about that. I don't know. Maybe it's an ADHD thing. Sorry. What do you eat while intermittent fasting? You know, like me or like just anybody. I mean, typically I try to do keto as much as I can. I found out I have a gluten allergy, so I definitely am going to be gluten-free when I have to go back to intermittent fasting. So pick a hard. Being overweight and unhealthy is hard, and fasting, getting healthy, losing fat is hard. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that are hard, and you're right. It's kind of one or the other, you know. Hi, unknown. How are you? Salty. What is your main purpose for fasting? Is that your question? What purpose in life? Are we getting spiritual? Are we getting... Hi, Cheech. How are you? You're truly inspiring. I have irregular periods and I've always wondered, does extended fast affect your cycles in a way? So me personally, I haven't. I do have PCOS and I do have a fibroid. So if anybody was going to have issues with their period, it would probably be me. But I haven't. I track mine with the Flow app. I do pay for that yearly because I want to know. But yeah, for me, I have had no issues. If you really are worried about it, Jeet, check out Dr. Mindy Pell. She has a I don't know it off by heart, but she has like a fasting plan that works with your cycle. And she has days that she recommends. It's like you can fast for like, I think it's like 20 days max in the middle or something, and you have no issues or something. I forget. But yeah, if you are worried about it, you could start with that, and then you're fasting around your cycle, and then it won't affect it that way. But yeah, I haven't, and a lot of the women I know that do these long fasts haven't had any issues so far that I know. But it always affects everybody differently, you know. I did get a text message. Hold on. Need to respond. No, thanks. Let's turn that off. Purpose of fasting related to how much weight have you lost till now? The weight loss on my last video, I think I screwed up the math somewhere in the line, but I think it's fixed now. It's at, I know for sure the total loss is correct. I think I was doing like, I think I missed like, I don't know. I try to do, I think I'm overconfident with myself, and I think I can do math and I can't. It's 25, oh no, what did I just write? 25.6? I think it's 25.6 pounds. Check my last short. Unknown. I wrote the total. The total is what's correct. I started at 205 and I am 179.4 right now. Yes, 0.4. How old are you? I am 29. 29? Purpose of fasting. I mean, for me, I have multiple reasons, spiritually, mentally, and physically. But I feel like I need to have like a thing because I talk about this all the time. So spiritual for me is different from religion. I like to keep them separate because I like to consider myself spiritual but not religious. Mentally, there's mental clarity, improves mental cognitive abilities. Physical, I have a slew of reasons. I have my migraines, I told you. I am dealing with PCOS and my fibroid, and I have scalp psoriasis, and which has actually been doing pretty amazing. I need to do a full video on that. My skin in general has been phenomenal. I have back pain. Obviously, a lot of that is going to go away with my weight. I have insulin resistance, cancer prevention, longevity, just like overall cellular cleanup. Yeah, the list kind of goes on and on. There's just so many benefits. It's kind of hard to list them all, but yeah, those are probably the top ones I can think of right now. What was it like in the first 3 to 4 days? 3 to 4 days is usually probably the hardest, the first 3 days. This one actually wasn't too bad for me, but typically, yeah, it's like because you're still dealing with the withdrawals of like sugar and caffeine or whatever. So I usually still have headaches around that time, and you're kind of like getting used to it. I definitely have trouble sleeping because I have so much energy. I'm like wired. Yeah, other than that, those are probably the main differences. Now I sleep like a baby. Do you watch cooking videos while fasting? No. I mean, I try not to. If they're on the TV upstairs or they like show up on my TikTok, it's kind of hard to avoid. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this would be a nice recipe when I'm done fasting. I love that. Like, especially like gluten-free recipes, because I'm so new to my gluten allergy that I'm like, I need to figure out what has gluten in it because I have no idea. But yeah, I try not to because it just makes it harder, Were you so hungry? And Daisy, and do you have a challenge doing your routine, like going to work and so? So no. Again, I don't think I was ever really hungry. I think I just was like really thirsty, and it was just like a transition of getting out of those cravings. And then I work from home, so I'm very privileged in my fast because I don't have to physically go commute to work and like deal with customers and stuff like that in person. So for me, I definitely have it a little easier than most. Why I lost too much weight? I'm not really sure what that question means. Sorry. Look at the baby. Oh, you can't see her. Oh no. How do I? Can you see the doggy? It's because we're at the fireplace and she loves this rug. After 3 days, I lost 5 kilograms. Why? The first few days, usually you lose a lot more because there's water weight, food, and weight in the digestive tract, so like fecal matter, food, water, etc. So it's pretty normal. There's obviously some fat loss, but like that's why it's always like so much the first week. Where are you going? She's such a goober. Versus a week later. I definitely think it's much easier once you like stick with it. The first 3 days, again, first 3 to 4 days you have headaches and stuff like that. So it's definitely. I mean, was it hard? Yeah, it's probably harder. Again, because your body's getting used to not having like sugars and caffeines and stuff like that, and you're going to be having headaches. So it's definitely a lot more difficult. Whereas the longer you do it, the less difficult I think it gets, because you don't have to deal with that. Can't go to the market? I don't know what that means. Why not? But yeah. Which country are you? Canada for now. And then in 3 months I moved to Japan. Oh, the back of my body is really hot. But yeah, I think we're getting, because now it's half an hour, so I think we're getting close to our time limit here. And I might switch over to TikTok for about half an hour. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up, for tuning in, for supporting my content. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys want to talk to me some more, you can go over to my TikTok. Everything is in the description. All the information I kind of talked about is down there. And yeah, so I will see you guys. Oh, a message held for review. What the heck is happening? Oh, that's disgusting. Do you feel looking younger or older by losing weight? Oh, definitely younger. My skin looks much better. People think I'm always younger when I lose weight. I think that's like pretty standard. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys over on TikTok if you guys feel like following me over there.